What up guys, it's Ricky here. In today's video, we're working on the Honda, having some problems with some cooling, and I finally figured out the problem, which was the worst of the worst. So it started off as I just thought I was low on coolant, topped it off, did some more digging, took the thermostat off, and I was like, oh, I found the problem. So I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, well, from overheating from the thermostat probably blew a gasket. So that's why we're having the low coolant issues, the burning coolant smell, that sweet smell, and smoke out of the tailpipe. All right, so as you can see, on cold start, it's like really hard to start because obviously there's coolant inside the cylinder. And then when you check the coolant, it's always low. And I have that sweet, like burning coolant smell. I checked the oil, there's no coolant mixing with that, and there's no oil mixing like in the radiator. The bad thermostat caused the engine to overheat, causing us to blow the head gasket. All right, so now I'm gonna remove the battery terminals and I'm gonna start taking this thing apart. All right, so I got the battery disconnected, I got the valve cover off. What I gotta do next is get the crankshaft pulley off, which is gonna be the hardest part of this whole job. All right, so I got the crankshaft bolt loose. You can see my like little setup. I got the wrench up there just for some extra base. The tool was kind of slipping, so I wanted it to stay in place. I got 2 extensions. I put some PB Blaster on it last night, and then once I got everything set up, I just heated it up with some propane gas, just a little bit, and I didn't really have to put all my might into it. As you can see, it's broken loose. All right, when you pull the crankshaft bolt off, there's gonna be like a keyway. I don't know if it'll stay in. Yeah, you can see it right there. I don't know if it's gonna stay. You don't need a crankshaft pulley kit to get these off on the Hondas. As you can see, it just wiggles off. And the keyway stayed in there. Awesome. I just gotta get these 3 bottom bolts from the oil pan, and then all the 10mm bolts, and then whatever pulleys and accessory drives or whatever I gotta remove. All right, I got the timing chain cover removed. Now I'm gonna get this timing chain off so I can get the cams out. That little black clip that's moving, what you're gonna do is you're gonna force the tensioner up and then put the pin or like a little tiny Allen key or whatever you got to fit in that little hole, so that way it'll stay there and you can undo these 10mm bolts and the spring in this thing won't go flying everywhere. Okay, as you can see, I got the tensioner pinned with a little Allen key. Now before I take this timing chain off, I'm just making sure that all my markings are in the right spots. And then if you can see the little arrow, those 2 arrows pointing together, that means I'm top dead center and I am ready to take this timing chain off. All right, so I got the cams out. I got all my stuff lined up exactly how it's gonna go. The timing chain actually has a darker colored link for the bottom where the crankshaft goes, and then it has 2 darker links where the top of the camshafts go. So that'll be easy to put back together. And there are the camshafts. The lobes look pretty good. Now the next thing I have to do is start getting this intake off. And then I have to zip tie all of these in the front, because if this one comes up too much, that pin right there is attached to a spring. And if that comes up off that, then you'll lose it and it'll be a bad day. All right, I got the rocker assembly off, and there you can see the head bolts, but I still have to get the fuel rail off and then the intake off, and then I'll be able to go with the head bolts. All right, so I got everything out the way, the exhaust, the intake. Now I just got to work on the head bolts, which it's a 14-12 point. And I am going to go with the torque sequence, so that way I do not warp the head whatsoever. All right, I got the head bolts out. All right, I got the head gasket out. Man, you can just see how worn this thing is. This was like bent upwards a little bit. Everything just feels crunchy and it looks all worn. So, I mean, the outside looks decent. I guess that's why we had no external leaks. But you can see all this inside is just done for. All right, I got the head off and I got the new gasket on. As you can see, put all the bolts in just to make sure everything's lined up. Make sure the dials are in the right place. And now I'm gonna start tightening it up. All right, so I got everything torqued down to spec. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You go 29 foot-pounds on the first pass, and then you do a 90-degree turn on the second pass and a 90-degree turn on the third pass. If you're using brand new bolts, you're gonna need to do a fourth pass of another 90-degree turn. All right, I'm not gonna film putting it all back together. I'm just gonna get it back together and then get back with you guys when I got it running. I gotta fill up the coolant. I definitely need an oil change because a little tiny bit of coolant went into the oil pan. But other than that, I'm gonna start it up and see if everything's in time and everything's running good. And all right, I got it running. We got no engine lights. I'm just waiting for it to heat up properly for the thermostat to open up. Everything seems good so far. All right, guys, it's the next day. I gave it an oil change. I topped off the coolant. Everything's still running good. I don't smell any weird smells. I don't feel anything weird. Car is running great. So I just want to say thank you for all your help. Thank you for watching the videos. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.